in Deuteronomy 13:3, it says this: "The Lord your God is testing you to find out whether you love him with all your heart and with all your soul."
So the Lord is warning the Israelites that when they enter the promised land, they're going to come into contact with false prophets who are going to persuade them to follow false gods and idols. And Moses frames this as a form of testing, where the false prophets are a form of testing that allows the Israelites to have their hearts exposed, to determine whether they truly love the Lord or whether they're going to listen to these false prophets and follow the idols in Canaan. So oftentimes we face testing to A, mature our faith, or B, expose our true maturity. Because oftentimes when everything's going well in life, we often have this false sense of maturity in our walk with Christ. But when testing comes, it allows us to truly determine whether we have this foundation in Christ or whether it's in the world. So we face testing through various means. Like, for instance, our patience is sometimes tested, like how Abraham and Sarah had their patience tested when they had to wait a long time to have a child. But also, we face testing through false teachings. Like here in Deuteronomy 13, the Israelites were tested to determine what was true prophecy and what was false prophecy. And 2 Peter and Jude talk about this a lot. And also we face testing through peer pressure, like how Peter, he had this sense of confidence that he was going to identify with Christ when push came to shove. But when push came to shove, when he was standing next to the bonfire, when Jesus was under trial, he denied Jesus and the rooster crowed. So testing allows us to have a true gauge and measure of our maturity in our walk with Christ, and it exposes us. And we should look at that as like an opportunity and as something to have kind of a good framing of. And finally, we also get tested through isolation, which is the opposite of peer pressure. When you're isolated, you sometimes, I guess, slack off. You're at risk of slacking off, and you're at risk of not doing things because there's nobody watching you, which is the definition of integrity. And so isolation allows us to have integrity and to determine whether we have it or not.